Hi, everyone. Welcome to week 11. This week, we're going to study chapter 10. Last week, we talked about cost and production in the short run, and we're going to use actually what we learned in chapter 9 last week to basically understand profit maximization in perfect competition market. If you remember, we also talked about perfect competition in chapter 3 when we talked about demand and supply. We talked a little bit about characteristics of this market. Well, we're going to learn more about this market. Basically, we will talk about the demand in this market. We will talk about how firms and businesses can maximize their profit, which is the goal of any business, how basically businesses can money in the short run in this specific market. But when you look at the notes and also the textbook, you will see that at the beginning of this chapter, we also talk about the characteristics of the three other markets we have in microeconomics, like monopolistic competition, oligopoly, and monopoly. This is the chapter that we're focused on perfect competition. And as I said, we're going into kind of details about this market. And in chapter 12, we go through monopoly market, and we'll see how monopolies basically can maximize that profit that they're looking for. And then in chapter 13, which is the last chapter we're going to cover, we are going to talk about oligopoly and monopolistic competition. But you will see that in chapter 13, we're not actually going into details in terms of profit maximization. If you are an econ major, you will learn more about profit maximization in these two markets, especially oligopoly market in your game theory course, which is a separate course just focused on oligopoly. You will talk about different types of oligopoly, again, profit maximization, but that is not the goal for our class because this is basically the introduction to microeconomics. It's a principle of micro, so we're not going to go into detail. So you will see that chapter 13 will be different kind of from chapter 10 and chapter 12. So know the characteristics of all these four markets, but as I said, we're going to talk about perfect competition and monopoly in more detail compared to oligopoly and monopolistic competition. Obviously, we have a homework from this chapter. Watch the videos that I posted for you, of course, on D2L. You always have the option of watching my longer videos, which are where I basically talk over the notes. Homework number 7 is the one that you are going to work on. It's from chapter 10 and it's due on April 4th. Don't miss the homework. I also wanted to remind you about, and let me go to my D12. I don't want to give you the wrong dates. I also wanted to remind you about the paper. So you guys submitted your topics for me back in February, and you already got my feedback. For some of you, I asked you to change your topic. For many of you, actually, I approved your topics, so you're good to go. So April 22nd is the day that you guys are going to submit your paper. If you want to change your topic, it's absolutely okay with me, but please just let me know, because at the end when I'm grading your paper, I'm going to compare your topics with your paper. Especially if I gave you feedback, I like to see if you improved or if you just ignored my feedback. So I will go through your topics again. So if you want to change your topic, just let me know, no problem. If you want me to review your paper again, it's okay, but do not send me the day before. Don't send it the night before the deadline. So if you want me to look at your paper, of course, I'm not going to go into details of your paper. Send it to me at least 1 week before the deadline. Okay, so we are less than a month away from this deadline. Honestly, it is really easy to get good grade, get A's or B's for the paper if you just follow the instructions. So the paper should be MLA. If you watch the video that I recorded at the beginning of the semester, read the handouts that I put in one of the folders. If you go to the content tab on D12, you should be able to find a folder for the paper. So I even put you a sample of MLA format paper. So take a look at those, go back to the syllabus to learn more about how to write the paper. So it's not really that difficult. I could tell by just reading your paper at this point if you did some research or you're just, looked at one paper, or it's just based on your opinion, which should not be. Remember, this is a college paper. Your opinion matters, and you can definitely include your opinion at the end of probably your paper, but the entire paper cannot be based on your opinion. Okay, this is a college paper, so you should do some research about it. And if you want to add your opinion to it, you can do it, but kind of do it towards the end of your paper. But your paper should not be dominated by your point of view and your opinion, as I said. If you want someone to edit your paper, Writing Center is the best place for you to go to. It's on the second floor of the library. If you can take it there, or just ask them if you can send it over by email and get some feedback if that's what you need. That's why I encourage you throughout the semester to attend their workshops, because you learn a lot. Of course, I gave you incentives in terms of extra credit, but they can definitely help you to improve the quality of your paper. You can do that. That's important deadline. Do not miss it. You're not going to email me anything on April 22nd. I'm not going to accept anything by email. If you miss the deadline, you will get 0. Just like the topic, there is a Dropbox that I created at the beginning of this term. So go to the course activities, click on assignment, and then you should be able to see the Dropbox. It says term paper. So you just go there, click there, and upload your Word file. Do not convert it to PDF. You're going to lose point for doing that. So please do not do that. Let me also check the discussions. I believe that we have only 2 more discussions, discussion 5 and discussion 6, and then we're done. So hang in there. We're almost done with our discussions. So discussion number 5 will be open to you on April 4th. The last one will be open on April 18th. So try not to miss any discussion, any homework, work hard on your paper, and because you came a long way, we're almost done. So try to stay focused. We have only a few more weeks, and we're basically wrapping up everything. So that's the good news. We're covering chapter 10 this week, and we only have 2 more chapters, 12 and 13, and then we're done with all the materials that we're supposed to cover for this spring semester. So that's great news. That's pretty much it that I wanted to talk to you about. Chapter 9 and 10 are very, very important. We covered 9 last week. So when you're studying chapter 10, definitely you need to go back, especially for graphs. Definitely you need to go back to chapter 9. So I would say that keep your notes handy when you are studying for chapter 10. I will get lots of questions from 9 and 10 on the final, honestly. So these 2 chapters are very, very important. But of course, the final exam is cumulative, meaning that you should study everything from the beginning. But of course, the focus will be on the materials that we cover after the midterm exam. I will talk, of course, more about the final, but these 2 are very important for you to focus on when you're getting ready for the final. All right. So let me know if you have any question. Until next time.